Knockout Legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe. So today I want to talk about Terrence Bud, two-time Undisputed Crawford. And basically what's happened is what has happened before. Who says lightning doesn't strike twice, especially with the IBF? Now what's happened is because Jaron Boots Ennis is supposed to be his mandatory for the IBF 147 title, by all reports and by other media outlets. Basically, they've actually, on the quiet, have ordered Crawford to fight Jaron Boots Ennis. Now, has everyone forgotten how this fight took place in the original first place? It took place because Errol Spence went around and grabbed the other three belts like Thanos, right? And it took 5 years in the making for Undisputed to happen. Then when Undisputed actually happened, he fought Crawford because Crawford was the guy he needed to take the belt off, and he needed to clean up the division to unify. And we saw what happened in that fight. But Errol Spence is an absolute warrior. And in a sense, even though it took a while to make the fight, I can quibble at that. I kind of understand his reasoning, but it's not just him. I think it's more PBC and Al Heyman. So I understand the reasoning with them, because they wanted him to make as much money as possible fighting, I wouldn't say easier fights or easier opponents, but get all the belts, build him up, build his stock, build him as a person, build him as a superstar, which he actually has become, and basically elevate him in a sense where now when the fight takes place, it's the biggest fight in boxing, and it was. And now we're going to get the rematch. Now he has a clause in the contract to state that he has to fight Errol Spence, and Errol Spence has activated that clause, so technically he can't fight Jaron Boots Ennis. And we keep seeing in the news reports that Jaron Boots Ennis is next up, Crawford's got to fight him, this, that and the other, yada, yada, yada. Why is it that as soon as somebody that everyone doesn't really like or loves to hate achieves something, they strip him? You know, they didn't even give the guy a chance to have the rematch, get it out of the way, clear Errol Spence out of the way, you know, then come back and fight Jaron Boots Ennis. The fight would have builded a lot bigger if they did that. But for some strange reason, the IBF, which before have done it before, they stripped Crawford in 2017 when he was the first super lightweight Undisputed. They stripped him, you know, after he beat Ndongo. And they stripped him basically because the reason was he had an overdue mandatory challenger who had been made to wait and allowed the Undisputed fight to take place. So if the fight is let the Undisputed fight take place, surely he's next. So if he's next, why can't the IBF order that fight and then they have the fight? What are they going to do? Fight on the next day? At least let them negotiate purse bids. He's already fought for Undisputed. He's allowed the fight to take place. Surely you got step aside money. So next the fight would be with him. So why strip Crawford of his title and take away his Undisputed status when he's done so much to get there, to get that? It's hypocrisy in it. It's boxing and it's corruption in a sense where, I get it, you've got stringent guidelines, but it's about money. Because if Jaron Boots Ennis is the champion, they get more money, they get sanctioning fees off him. Then when he fights somebody else, they get more money again. An active fighter is basically a fighter that is lucrative, that you can make money off. So that's the reasoning behind why the IBF probably do what they do. But why allow things to go place in the first place if the person has a mandatory? Surely not warn the person then if you don't want them to fight, and then say, well, look, you can't do that, you have to do this. This is how we're doing it. We're not allowing that. If you that would make more sense. Then they would have to have that fight, then go back and fight the other person for Undisputed, you know. So it's like all the hard work that Crawford's put in, it's just a waste of time, because like now they've kind of forced him to have to go back to Jerome Boots Ennis to fight Jerome Boots Ennis. So basically, even if Crawford didn't want to fight Ennis, he has to fight him now if he wants the belts back. But to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if Bud moved up in weight and just did what he did when he moved from super lightweight and just moved up and then decided to go and clear out the next division in the next weight category. So anyway, to me it stinks, and it's just boxing again. You know, boxing's supposed to be one of the purest art forms when it comes to gladiatorial sportsmanship, and it's supposed to be gentlemanly, but it just goes to show, just when we think boxing gets interesting, it always lets us down. Let us down with Tyson Fury, and now we've been let down again by taking a guy that's fought and strived and dedicated himself to the sport and done all the right things and done everything to get where he's got, and then you just strip him so easily because the clause, what he has, it doesn't matter compared to your sanctioning bodies and what you think. But anyway, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Tell me what you think about this. I think it stinks. Like, comment and subscribe. And that is another one from Knockout Legends. Peace.